The biggest anime appearance of 2019 was Demonslayer. It wowed you with highly stylized action scenes, great storytelling, and characters you wanted to root for. It's the kind of show that anyone who's a fan of action or shounen should watch. As you would expect from a show about demons, it delves deep into Japanese mythology, either lightly or simply using the creatures. For those unaware, much of the mythology tied to Japan is demonic or spiritual, which lends itself perfectly to a series like this. In mythology, there is a spider-like race of yokai known as Tsuchigumo. The term is also used in a derogatory sense for rogue clans, which fits considering how different they are in the series from a true family. Spider Mother, in particular, receiving nothing but abuse until she meets her end at the hands of our protagonists. This is one of the vaguest interpretations, as only half of the family appears to acquire true spider qualities, the males, while the other half appears more human, females. However, the inspiration is still clearly there. 9. The mysterious demon that plays Biwa is based on the Biwa Bakuboku, a yokai whose literal head is a Biwa. While Nakama doesn't have that appearance, for obvious reasons, it would look ridiculous, he shares many of the yokai personality traits. He is said to be ambivalent and is seen calmly playing his strings inside a tatami room. Sounds familiar? That's the extent of what Nakama does throughout the entire series, acting more like a guardian than an actual character. The yokai also regrets being seen as useless, something Nakama will never have to worry about. 8. This demon is only there to be killed on the show, but that doesn't mean that his design was not found in mythology. It is based on Akame, a yokai that appears in Toriyama Sekien's book, Gazuhayaki Yajo. They are known to be dirt lickers, creatures that would lick up scum from bathtubs and toilets. They're not exactly the most intimidating demon out there, however it is fitting for the role the demon plays on the show. They are the bottom of the dregs of the barrel, only there to serve others. 7. The tongue demon was not the only creature taken from Toriyama Sekien's mind, Yahaba also came from its pages. It is based on the tenem, creatures that are often blind and have their eyes on the palms of their hands, rather than their faces. They have even made appearances in other forms of media, such as the Pale Man from Pan's Labyrinth, and being a boss in the game, Cuphead. It is a popular design, and one that was modified for the show as Yahaba is not completely blind, but the tenem's influences show throughout his character. 6. Ashura is a name that has made its way into more than a few anime, the main one being Soul Eater. The origins of the name in mythology are those of a demon god, one of the strongest in Buddhism. They have multiple appendages and faces, choosing to solve any problem that confronts them with violence. They look down on anyone who is weaker than them, as do many of the demons in the series, always viewing themselves as superior. Some of that doesn't fit Susumaru, who is more playful than most of the demons on the show, but her transformation is a vivid picture of what many Ashura look like. 5. Kyogai is one of the few that is based on a real god, rather than a yokai or a demon, strange considering how low he ended up in the hierarchy of demons. Still, there are worse things than relying on Reigen, the god of thunder, lightning, and storms in Japan. His personality differs greatly from his god counterpart, but the similarities between his appearance are striking. They both have taiko drums around them. These drums are the source of much of their power. With Kyogai he uses different drums to attack his enemies, while for Reigen, he helps him create the sound of thunder in the stormy sky. 4. Most of the characters on this list only have the appearance of gods or yokai, but Kakishiba is one of the few who has his backstory tied to Japanese mythology. His character arc is very similar to that of Tsukiyomi, one of the three noble sons of Izanagi and Izanami. He is the god of the moon, directly linked to Kakishiba's breathing style. More than that, Tsukiyomi was rejected by Amaterasu after killing his fellow god, Yukmachi. This plays directly into his relationship with his brother, Yoriichi Tsujikuni, both choosing very different paths from each other and representing the same elements as their respective gods. 3. It was already mentioned in the previous entry, but Yoriichi is a representation of Amaterasu, the goddess of the sun and the universe as a whole. She is one of the greatest deities in Japanese mythology, as well as one of the strongest. It is very fit for the strongest demon slayer in history and the creator of breathing style fighting. He is also, in a way, the beacon of hope for other demon hunters, just as Amaterasu is the bright sky for his followers. While he doesn't share the same gender as her, Amaterasu's fingerprints are all over his character. 2. Not all mythical beasts are evil spirits or monsters hell-bent on consuming human flesh, some choose to protect humans. The Baku is a heavenly beast that watches over humanity, devouring its bad dreams. The yokai fear him, as much as the demons fear Inosuke for his prowess in combat. Where they are most similar is in their appearance. Baku is made up of all animal remains, which takes the stray dog to the next level. Inosuke can be seen in the same way, looking equally strange, with a mixture of animal skin covering his body and his boar head defining his character. 1. This is the most obvious on this list, especially for anyone who knows a little mythology. Muzan is modeled after Nararian, the supreme leader of all yokai. Each yokai hears his every word, never questioning them, as demons do with Muzan throughout the series. Their personalities are also similar, they have a vanity. Nararian demonstrates this through his love of expensive food, and Muzan by constantly dressing elegantly. They are both incredibly smart too, a necessity when you're at the top of the food chain. The only real difference between the pair is that Muzan does not have a deformed head,